Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I certainly hope this video finds you in good spirits, good health. You're in a good mood and you won the lottery. I'm just kidding, but not really. I hope you did win the lottery. Okay, let me grab up my notebook and my pencil here, or otherwise I won't know what I'm talking about. And that is the truth, too. I'm just kidding. Not really. I've already got a name for this video, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to call this my YouTube channel Nightmares. You know, kind of like Chef Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares. Well, this is along the same lines, kind of. I've got 15 points I'm going to share with you. 15 situations, 15 challenges, 15 problematic situations I've had to overcome with doing these videos, or 15 things I've learned over the years, whatever you want to call this. And the reason why I'm doing this, it's not to tell you what to do, because I don't know what kind of camera you got. I don't know what kind of a studio you got. I don't know what kind of computer you got. I don't know what your subject matter is or anything like that. So this is just a general overview of my horror stories, if you will. But I hope you all learned something. That bottom line here. Number one, tripods. It didn't take me very long when I got into the world of making videos, making YouTube videos and stuff like that, that I was going to have to invest in some halfway decent tripods, because here it is. When I first started messing around with tripods, I must have broke at least 6 tripods in my day. Cheap ones, you know, those $15, $20, $25 ones you buy at Wally World and, you know, Target and all this other kind of stuff. Well, I finally had to start getting a little serious with my tripods if I wanted to get the stable image, you know, the stable video recordings, movie recordings I was after. Okay. For example, like right now, I'm just saying this, I'm just telling you guys this for your own information. The camera that I'm using right now is mounted in a Manfrotto, M-A-N-F-R-O-T-T-O. They're made in Italy, by the way. A Manfrotto desktop tripod, okay? And it's got a little clamp that's screwed onto the top of it, because it's got a ball joint that swivels every which way you can imagine, and it's got a clamp set up that holds my camera. Okay. Right here, that desktop camera, that Manfrotto, won't cover it all. And like I say, I busted a lot of tripods in my day, them cheaper ones. I mean, I broke them right in half, broke legs off them, everything. Finally broke down and bought this Bushnell. I can't remember the name of this, the model of this Bushnell. You can see them on Amazon, though. I do have a YouTube video way down in my index somewhere, but this adjusts just about every which way you can imagine. You know what I mean? You can tilt the head this way. You can, you know, you see what I'm doing here, guys. You know, you can do that deal. You can, you know, swing it around like this, and you can, you know, raise this middle stem up like this. And these legs fully extended out will raise this tripod up about 5 foot. You know, in other words, raise it up high enough, and with this middle stem extended up where I can just about, I'm 6'5", guys, and I only have to bend down just a little bit to look through it, when it's extended all the way in the air, okay? But I have found that having a good tripod is mandatory. Simple as that. Okay, that's been a problem I've had to overcome. My advice, buy a good tripod, okay? I got a couple more tripods downstairs I won't get into, but because they got webcams hooked onto them, okay? Number two, my number 2 situation is I'm always alone. I am my own producer, writer, cameraman, you know, mule that packs my tripod around, the whole dang 9 yards. My wife, she totally supports what I do and everything. We've been married for 44 years, but she doesn't want to have anything to do with motion pictures. She doesn't want to get recorded. She doesn't want her voice recorded. She just got a real mania, a real obsession. She just doesn't want to be photographed in any type of form, shape, manner, or form. I mean, she'll take her iPhone and go out and take pictures of flowers, mountains, sunsets, and all that, but not with her in it. And my kids are all gone, and so that leaves me home alone a lot because I'm retired, so I end up doing this stuff all by my lonesome. This can be problematic. This can be a nightmare all on its own, believe you me. Okay, number 3. My number 3 nightmare, weather nightmares. And when I'm talking about weather, I'm talking about the wind. We get 60, 80, 90 mile an hour winds up here in Livingston, Montana all the time. That's a showstopper, trust me. The cold up here in Montana can cause some of these digital cameras not to even work. I've been through that. I'll tell you a story in a minute. Low light situations. You just can't get good recordings in low light situations, okay? Simple as that. Okay, number 4, mics. I just wrote down mics here. You may find that you might have to invest in an external mic because of what I call environmental sound drowning. That's when you're out anywhere. It could be in your house. It could be outside or whatever have you, and your sound kind of starts getting drowned out because of the noise around you, the wind, the people, or whatever have you. Well, this is where an external mic comes into play. I realize this is a goopy looking thing. I don't even know if it's going to work with my present setup, but this, ladies and gentlemen, is, let me straighten this out, it was a little crooked. This is a Shure MB5 condenser mic, okay? So, and I realize a lot of people use lapel mics, a lot of people use wireless mics and different things like that, but you may find the need for an external mic, okay, to get your sound just right. Okay, number 5. For many, many years, I used to use those Tough series Olympus all-weather waterproof cameras, but I bought several of them in my day. You know, those $250, $300, $350 cameras, them underwater cameras, they call them a Tough series, you know, not. But the problem with those doggone cameras is that the motion picture, the movie quality just wasn't what I was wanting to see. Simple as that. So I got my very last one I bought, I got it archived downstairs. And besides that, back in those days, I didn't have storage cards, SD cards or whatever have you that were big enough to even remotely store the size of movies that I'm storing right now. And that's a fact, you know. Okay, whatever here. You know, I think the biggest card I had down there to last was a 4 gig card. Well, some of the videos I shoot, man, I've shot videos. I shot one of my videos on one of my channel there. It was 27 gigabytes, I believe. Okay, whatever here, you know. But I outgrew those Olympus cameras just simply because they just wouldn't keep up visually, quality-wise. They were good top cameras, but I wasn't getting the quality I wanted to see. Okay, number 6. I now use this camera right here is an iPhone XS Max. I traded my old iPhone 6S Plus off very recently for this guy that I got right here because I wanted the double cameras. I wanted all the extra photographic ability and movie recording ability that this iPhone has got. And I don't use any other cameras, ladies and gentlemen, because I can't afford it. I don't want to be humping around in the woods or doing whatever with a whole bag full of cameras. I find that these iPhones are perfect for me, or the smart. Come on, don't call me an sheep. Shut up, stop typing. I'm just kidding. Your smartphone, you know, your Android. Like my son, who's a lot more technically smart than me, he has, what is it, Note 9, and it does really good videos. But, you know, these smartphones are starting to do videos now as good as some of these studio production type cameras. You guys know what I mean, you know. Okay, Now, just before I get off this subject of cameras, let me tell you 2 stories real quick. Years ago, I bought a JBC camcorder. Promised me everything under the sun. It must have been about, I don't know, probably 8, 9 years ago or whatever have you. I go up on opening hunting day up in the Absarokas. I was up a place called Mill Creek, up in the Absaroka Mountains. And I waited till about midday till it kind of warmed up a little bit. There was some nice stuff I wanted to videograph and everything. I went to boot that camera up, i.e. turn that camera on, and that JBC gave me a boot screen saying, this camera cannot operate due to the outside cold temperatures or something like that. Yeah. I had a $1,500 camcorder that wouldn't even turn on, and it was only 30 degrees, not below zero, above zero. Okay, there's that thing. Then one time I had a Panasonic DSLR Lumax, come on, help me guys, you know what I'm talking about, a Luma. Okay, I was coming down the Yellowstone River in my 15.5-foot ocean kayak. I've got one of them, 15.5-footer, sit on. Okay, I took a little, I went to an area in the Yellowstone River I probably had no business going, and I ended up getting capsized. That's a story for another day. But I capsized myself. I was wearing that camera around my neck, and by the time, it took me 10 minutes to gather up myself, my boat, and every other thing, and at least 10, 15 minutes of fighting with that river, fighting with that big kayak that weighs 60 some odd pounds to get myself drug up to shore and whatnot. I'm lucky I got out of that one alive because I was strapped into the kayak, and the kayak flipped upside down. You know, one of them very dangerous type situations. I really had a fight for my life, but my camera was around my neck and got totally drowned. Guess what? I did everything in my power to dry that camera out. The camera failed. It would still take pictures after I dried it out. I spent a week trying to dry it out, but it wouldn't do video anymore. So see, right there, I've been through a lot of crap with cameras alone. That's what my point. Okay, number 7, one of my biggest challenge. Another one of my challenges is keeping my gear minimal, especially for outdoor stuff. That tripod that I just showed you is a real pain in the rear end to pack, say, 8, 9, 10,000 feet. Every ounce of weight that you pack up in these mountains turns into pounds. The higher you go, those pounds turn into tons. The higher you go. You see what I mean? My old thing. And that's the reason why I like this whole iPhone idea here, or smartphone, or using cell phones, because this equipment is light. It's minimalistic. Simple as that. Okay, that was number 7, keeping gear minimal. Number 8, the hardest videos that I've ever done, and ones that I've actually got hurt on, is my fly fishing videos. You know, there was a couple of times I fell down. I've even got videos showing me falling down. You know, because some of these creeks up here in Montana are very slick, snotty. They're covered, you know, some of these rocks are covered with moss, and I mean, the footing is atrocious. And here you are stumbling around out there with a tripod and a $1,500 iPhone. I'm just using that for an example, you know, trying to set up, trying to get this stuff just right. It is hard. Making those... That is the biggest. I've had all kinds of challenges, believe you me, with light and every other thing. But the hardest setting I've worked in is trying to capture those goofy fly fishing videos of mine. I just thought I'd throw that in. It's hard. Okay, number 9. In my YouTube channel, I'm talking about server side, I'm talking about YouTube itself. Sometimes I go to upload a video, I'll go to the uploader, you know, and upload a video, and that screen starts jumping all over the place. And my mouse cursor starts jumping all over the place. You know, the uploader's acting up, that, you know, the behavior of YouTube's website. And I've wrote them and told them about this. In other words, I can click into a text field, and my cursor just sits there like this and go to just, just ripping right across, and it doesn't stop till it gets to the end of the text field. It makes it very difficult for me to get things settled down so I can even get a video uploaded. Bet you folks didn't know that stuff was going on. Maybe some of you have experienced this. But I wrote YouTube about a week ago and was telling them about this, but of course I ain't never heard from them because I'm not a YouTube creator. And they don't care. Okay, and what else was I going to say along those lines? Oh yeah, and my 4K videos. Sometimes my videos, I've been lately shooting in 4K 30 frames a second, which is what I'm shooting in right now, and the 4K branding won't even show up on my videos. And I've got one that I did a week and a half or so ago, and it was explaining the settings, the mystery settings in this iPhone, in this XS Max. Go look at that video and you'll see it's not tagged as a 4K video, yet it is a 4K video. I'm having erratic server-side behavior on YouTube. That ain't helping me out. That was number 9. Number 10, keeping facts and figures straight. I have trouble with that, ladies and gentlemen, especially when I'm doing review videos and you're expected to remember a whole bunch of numbers and measurements and this and that. That's why I use little notebooks, index cards, and stuff like that. But I have a lot of trouble with that, Number 11, committing lipos, what I call lipos, typos. Slips of the tongue. Saying stuff that, having stuff fly out of your mouth that you really didn't mean to, it came out wrong, that kind of stuff. Pronouncing words wrong, having brain farts, that kind of stuff, hate that when that happens, but I fight that all the time. Number 12, I have always got to be careful of not drinking too much caffeine before I make these videos. Because to me, I've only got 1 cup of caffeine in me today. Because caffeine, if I drink too much caffeine, it really causes me to have the jitters, and you can hear it in my voice. I don't like that, but okay. All right, I've got a problem now. I know a lot of people have stared at me before and looked at me. Sometimes it looks like I'm sitting here like this with my eyes closed, like this, like that. And it looks like I've been smoking a lot of dope and every other thing. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen. I have always had sunken eyes ever since I've been a kid. I'm one of these kind of guys that's got deep set, really dark, dark black eyes. Now, if you like it, fine. And if you don't like it, I don't give a damn. I don't care. Because if I really cared what I looked like or was freaked out about that, I'd never face this camera. That I'm not sitting here full of drugs and stuff like that, I just got deep sunken eyes. Okay, just thought I'd throw that in there. Okay, number 14, remaining calm and spontaneous. The best videos that I can do are my spontaneous ones, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen that over and over again, but sometimes I just can't be spontaneous. But coming at this camera and looking at that camera and its miserable one, that in its one bloodshot eye, so to speak, and remaining calm and all that is a trick all on its own, especially for me. It's a nightmare. It's a problem. It's a challenge. Okay, that was number 14. Number 15, I do videos all in one take, all in one shot, with no editing. That's hard to do. I don't even know what it says on my timer. I won't know till I go around and shut this iPhone off, but I've probably been blabbing for 15 or 20 minutes. When you're doing this stuff by yourself and whatnot have you, it gets tough, okay? But I do it this way because I don't have to spend a lot of time in an editor. And, why should I have to spend a lot of time in an editor and make my videos all choppy? It's just like, I watch a lot of review videos, and some of these guys just tick me off to no end. And ladies and gentlemen, you know what I'm going to say here. You'll get some guy talking 100 miles an hour. He'll make one statement, and then all of a sudden the scene switches. Then it switches to another scene, and there's the ape talking 190 miles an hour, and then it switches again. Then by the time the video's over with, you're sitting there going like that. I hate that. There's no continuity of thought. You follow me? That's why I do what I do. And then I don't want to spend a half of my life downstairs on my MacBook Pro editing. I just won't do it. So, I hope this helps somebody out. But these are my nightmares. This is what I've lived with in the world of YouTube over the years. You know? And you have to find your own peace, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just hoping by me telling a few stories and doing, and talking to you and sharing here that you'll, it might help you out as a YouTube creator or a YouTube, somebody that's, struggling with their channel or whatever have you. Me, I'm a salty old dog and just don't give a damn, I'm just kidding about that. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of this speech. Have a nice day. Thank you very much for putting up with this video or listening to me. And we will definitely see you on down the trail. And take care of yourselves.